Stitch the Glow. My name is Stephanie. This is a channel about cross stitch. And today is Flosstube number 63. That's crazy. It's Flosstube number 63. And I didn't make any notes for today, so we're gonna see what happens. I only have 3 whips because I did film a Flosstube last week. So I only have 1 week's worth of stitching, and it was like not my most productive week of stitching ever, but I still wanted to come back and do a Flosstube because I wanted to get back in the habit after a weird March. Like I try to put out 6 to 8 videos a month, and I looked and like, I think I've only put out 4 videos in the whole month of March, and one of them I put out this morning because it was supposed to go out on Thursday, and life has been too busy to get it done. So my color and cotton shopping vlog finally went up this morning. So this will come out in March because I'm filming it on Sunday the 29th, so it should come out the 30th, maybe the 31st. But I really hope it doesn't slip till Wednesday. Like last week was just crazy. Like, you know. Whatever. Let's dive in. I have no announcements other than thank you to those of you who DM'd me about Heated Rivalry. I really appreciate it. Having waited so many months after it came out to finally get to watch it, and now being obsessed with it now, and my sister making fun of me that like it was over, and then my other sister not knowing anything about it, so it's like definitely not over. It was nice to like be in community with you guys and like sending each other hot Russian dudes, right? Russian. So I did finish the book. I finished Heated Rivalry and I started Game Changer. So that's where I am in my journey, but I'm not very far into Game Changer. And then last night I rewatched episodes 3 and 4, but I cheated in episode 4 when I skipped the end of 4 and the beginning of 5 so that they were never apart. So stupid. All right, let's talk about stitching. Okay, I worked on 3 projects. I didn't take notes, so I don't have them like stacked up in order of what like of stitch count, but I generally know because I only worked on 3 things. Okay. One second, my iPad is full, like it has no free storage, so opening documents in Markup RXP takes like a million years. Don't make fun of how dirty. I really should get a new iPad case. But this is an old iPad. I don't even know if they make cases for this anymore. Okay. I stitched 780 stitches on Jane Wood, 1853. I think it's 1853. 1853. I talked last week. This has to be my #1 girl. This is my girlfriend now. I may cheat on her a little bit, but mostly like we have to be monogamous until my birthday because I want to get her done. I want to have this one done this summer. So I have to do 380 stitches on her every day before my birthday. And so like, obviously some days that's going to mean going over and some days that's going to mean like catching up or whatever. But like, she has to be out all the time. I went down to Prairie yesterday and I hung out with my gals, and I only brought her. I didn't bring any of the other projects that I would normally want to stitch on down there. I just like made sure I filled in this green up here, and I filled in this green around this sheep, and then I came down here and I finished this flower yesterday, and before that I had like finished the sheep and I did this flower. I did this flower while I was watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I'm having like flashbacks of like a fight in an Italian square. But anyway, this fabric never shows up good on camera. And it also, when I went to Prairie Moon yesterday, and Prairie Moon is like, it's a store, but it's a store in like a barn, and the barn has like this incredible lighting. So I should take projects there with me that I have a hard time seeing because the light there is so good. But anyway, here this looks like a very tan fabric with like, you know, deeper tan modeling. This modeling looked green. So there's definitely a green undertone to it that I think actually complements the greens in the piece really well. I don't know if I said this is by Maximum Cross Stitch. I posted it on Instagram that I'm gonna like work on her so much, and the designer Ellen and Evertote, that were both like, yeah, and I was like a little starstruck. So anyway, yeah, I have to work on her every day until my birthday. 380 stitches if I want to get her done. And I don't, okay, so logistically, the state fair, I want to enter her, I want this to be the thing I am most proud of entering at the state fair this year. Now, the fact that I only have, let's see, I'm only 5% done, you know, but like whatever. I'm aware, that's on me. I'm aware that I didn't do all the stitches I was supposed to do up till now. And now it's time to just turn it on, but whatever, I'm aware. So in order to get it done by the state fair turn-in is like 5 weeks after my birthday. But I want to get it framed because this piece is going to be so big and so special that I definitely don't want to frame it myself. So, although like some of you guys, the things you guys frame yourself are so crazy good. I saw Renee, who's the she's the owner of Golden Familiar. She makes beautiful project bags and stuff. She framed something yesterday in a frame that was like the most inspiring frame I've ever seen. But for this, I want to turn this in and have someone lace it for me and frame it. So I only really needed 2-week turnaround time for that. So like I could finish it 2 weeks after my birthday and like be totally fine. But sometimes when you get stuff framed, it doesn't come back the way you want it and you need an extra week of turnaround. So that would really be like August 1st would be like the day it needs to be at the framers. But then Jim, who is Stitchin' Jim on Instagram and Flosstube, who is one of my friends who actually bought me this fabric as a birthday present last year. We were talking about getting if we both end up with big pieces to get framed, getting them framed together. And the last time I would see her before the state fair is like the fourth Saturday of July, unless we went out of our way to see each other, which is like, I would love to, but like, that's like logistically just the last time we'd see each other. So if I get it done by my birthday, that gives me some like wiggle room for figuring out framing plans. And then also I have other things I want to finish for the state fair, and having 5 more weeks to do finishes where I'm not stressed about this would be great. Cause I could finish, you know, I think whatever I shared on the last fall, I'm talking so fast. On my last Flosstube, I shared a list of things I want to get done for the state fair. And the list is not that big. It's about 75,000 stitches worth of stuff spread out over like 6 or 7 projects, but most of the projects are smaller. So if I finish this on my birthday and I have 5 more weeks before the state fair, that will give me some good time too to get some of those done. And then I have a little bit of room to stitch on other things throughout the week too. Okay, I'm stitching this with a color and cotton conversion. I have shared the conversion with people. Color and Cotton did the conversion for me. But I found 2 colors that I didn't like their choices, and I've made different choices. So I haven't posted it yet because like, I think I want to wait to post. Well, okay. So Color and Cotton is different than like a Country Sampler conversion or something, because Country Sampler does their conversion and you buy it from them, but you're buying flosses you can buy anywhere. Whereas like if Color and Cotton does a conversion for me and I share it, I don't think that's a problem because the only place you can get the floss is from them, right? So like, I think it's totally fine if I post the final Color and Cotton conversion that I use, because you still have to buy the floss from them. Obviously, if you have a whole set of floss at home, that's slightly different, but like, who has a full set of Color and Cotton? And I posted my vlog. I told you already, I posted my Color and Cotton vlog this morning. I will link to it in the description below. I'm wearing the same outfit in that video, but you have to remember I filmed that video like 2 weeks ago, so no judging. I just like this shirt a lot. Okay. Oh, but I don't want to post the final conversion until I put every color in, because the 2 colors I didn't like them so much that I really want to wait until I know. Because like, I think these pinks will be good. But what if I don't like one of these pinks? I'm going to be at Color and Cotton again in June. I have time if there's a color or 2 I don't like and don't have a good sub for in stash, that I could pick it out in the store and not have to pick it out online. So that's where I'm at. It currently lives in this bag by Kari Sews For You, but I have it in this bag because I have it in this 11 by 11 Q-snap. I hate stitching in an 11 by 11 Q-snap. And I I just hate it. I think I'm going to move this to, like people have said, like very helpfully, like get a grime guard and stuff, and like then you can roll your fabric up in it. I don't think that changes the weight. It also doesn't change this, like I don't like stitching over here so far, and I'm not a two-handed stitcher. And even when I put on my Lowry stand and tried to do two-handed stitching, I got this knot that's on the back of the sheep. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there. So that's from trying to two-handed stitch. I don't want to spend the time trying to learn two-handed stitching. It's not for me right now. So I would like to get this to the point where I can cut the fabric. That will make my life immensely easier. And then when I cut the fabric, I'm going to move it to a more like friendly size. I don't know if I'll do an 8x8 Q-snap or a hoop. I prefer a hoop, but something about my brain likes Q-snaps on like picture-y things. I don't know. I can't. Pictorial. I don't know. I can't. Anyway, so I would like to get this down to a different size, and then I'll probably switch the project bag because I won't need this. That's not something you guys need to know, but anyway, that's just where I'm, that's what's happening. And until, it's just so big. It's just, an 11 by 11 Q-snap is just so big. I know some of you guys like it, but the people that like 11 by 11 Q-snaps aren't usually, poking and stabbing the way that I stitch. And I also stitch 1X at a time. I'm a very methodical, slow stitcher, and I like that about, I like spending my stitching time being like that. So I don't really want to change to try to rush one piece. I want to, but I need to get it down to a smaller Q-snap because that Q-snap is killing me. Yesterday at Prairie Moon, I was hoping they sold nerd hoops, but they didn't. But I thought they did, so I was picturing getting a nerd hoop that would be good for that. But I also don't really think a nerd hoop would be good for that because the problem is the size of the fabric. And so I just need to get it to where I can cut the fabric down. Okay, so that was the thing I worked on the most. I didn't have any starts or finishes last week. So, don't worry about that. Now the thing I worked on the second most, but it was like the thing I worked on first was Wings of Spring Sal. I did about 430 stitches and I got this guy in there. So now I only have 3 bugs left till this is done. I would like to I would like to continue to do 1 bug a week, theoretically. But I have 3 left. I don't know which one I'm going to do next. This one is like the biggest one left. Maybe I'll go like smallest to biggest so that when I get to the biggest, I'll want to like work on it super fast because I'm just being so excited that it's like almost done. This is by Velvet Pony Designs. This is the Sal from last year. I do want to finish it, and then I'm going to start the Sal for the Stitch Along SAL for this year. But it's looking so good. I have a frame. I just need to finish it. I think it's so pretty. I love the colors. I'm not going to go on a soliloquy again today about how I don't hate, how I wish I'd chosen different fabric. It is what it is. I love the effect of the colors altogether, though. All right. That is living in this Stitching with Bears upcycled quilts bag. I'm stitching with a 4.5 by 9 princess hoop. So my friend Stubbs went thrifting in Florida this week, and they asked me what if there's anything they could be on the lookout for me for, and I was like, yes, hoops. Does it say queen? Does it say duchess? Does it say princess? Does it say felt grip or hold tight? Like, if it says any of those things, bring it. Get it for me, please. Thank you. Okay. Last whip that I worked on, because again, like I didn't get to stitch as much as I wanted to this week. And I spent some of my time watching Peter Rivalry. Like some of my free time. But mostly I just didn't get to stitch as much. This is Laura's Frisian sampler. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I pulled this out yesterday so that I could do, so like my channel membership has Sundays at noon, we do my time, Central Time. We do like a stitch together on Zoom, but then I also try to do once a month, like a Stitch With Me live video so that people who cannot come to the Stitch Together still have like some benefit of being a channel member. And last night my kids were out, and so I did a live Stitch With Me, and so I pulled this out for that because I just needed a break from January. And I'd finished my like daily allotment. So I worked on this heart and the bottom of the heart, and then on the video, and then before the video I did this guy, the top of this guy, and this R, a lot of that green. Oh, I didn't say. Jane Wood is on 36 count vellum by Picture This Plus. Wings of Spring is on a 14 count Ada that I like gray Ada that I over dyed to get that color. This is 36 count. I feel like it's Maritime White. I can't remember. It's either Maritime White or Bisque. It might be Bisque. It's one of the two. I think it's Bisque, actually. Bisque is whiter than Maritime White. It's so pretty. I'm doing this with a well, first of all, I'm stitching it with a 12 by 6 princess hoop. And I'm doing my own, look, my scissors and needle minder are stuck to the floss. That's cute. Okay. I made my own conversion based on my friend Laura, who is mostly crafty. Like, she made a DMC conversion that looks like this. And then I took her conversion and I made a fancy floss version that looks like this. It's similar, not like exact to her colors. And I'm doing a similar placements to her, not one-to-one to the chart. Similar, but not exactly what she did. I'm making mine slightly less. Hers is less whimsical than the original because the color palette makes the whimsy up for the, like, because the original is so whimsical. Mine is a little bit less whimsical than that. But I love it, and I really want to finish this for the fair. I only have, actually all the things I worked on this, get used to that. Basically, it's going to be like either I had some random start I put a little bit of work into, or it's a piece I'm trying to get done at the state fair. And I know you're like, Stephanie, you're a go woman. Why are you trying to get things done for the state fair? It's fun. Entering the state fair is fun. I enjoy it. It also makes me like get finishes. And in Oklahoma, our fair is really crazy and weird. So just expect a lot of that kind of talk in the next few months to get there. I'm focusing on earlier than I would have in the past because Jane Wood is so big and I really like need to have it done. Okay, this lives, so all that is to say, if I worked on a piece in the next few months, it's probably something I'm trying to finish for the fair. It lives in this gorgeous project bag that my friend Gina made for me that I love. And when Jane Wood gets smaller, and so when this sampler is done and Jane Wood gets smaller, I've already decided I'm going to move her. This is going to be her future home. But right now she needs that giant Q-snap bag, which is a cute bag. I don't want it in a giant Q-snap. Okay. I don't have notes, and that was the end of my project. So let's see, what is next? Let me look at my notes for last week for at least like the order. For the order. Okay, plans. I kind of already said that. My plans is to stitch Jane Wood until she's done. In the next week or two, I should be back for Flosstube next week. In the next week to stitch it 380 stitches a day. I need you guys to hold me accountable. Feel free to say, Stephanie, where is she? Why is she not here? Also, I need to start packing at my office because I'm going to move this summer. I need to start packing at my office so that like things that need to get listed in my Etsy shop get listed now, and things that are moving and I'm not going to need them until August or September go away in boxes. And so that'll be good too, because if I get all my projects out, like, and have all the projects that I know I'm absolutely going to work on between now and August in a box, then I can box up the rest of my projects. Maybe not tape it. I don't know how that's going to affect my mid-year whip parade. I might do a modified whip parade because it will do really good for my soul to get my office in boxes. Like, because when I move this summer, I'm downsizing to a place that doesn't have like a separate office for me. And so I'm going to but I'm gonna have like a much better closet than I have now. So my closet is gonna be like, if I make my new closet half clothes, half craft room, it would still hold more clothes than my current closet. So that's kind of the plan. But it would still be good to get stuff out that's not gonna be going with me, and to get stuff listed so that like, because I don't want to move stuff to a new apartment. If somebody wants to buy it, I'd rather ship it from here than like pay my silly men to move it to a new house. Because I am hiring movers this time. Last time we moved, my brother-in-law, my husband like did the move, and now they're all have knee injuries and back injuries, and I don't think that like, and then also like my co-parent now, I didn't help him move. Like he doesn't owe me coming back and helping me move. Maybe he can move the kids. Maybe I can assign him to the children's rooms and be like, that stuff needs to be at the new place because these are your children. But my craft room, I'm gonna have to hire people to do it. So that will be fun. Hi, I was recording the destash part, and I was destashing some Paula Vaughns. And I forgot to mention that I'm recording this March 29th, but the Paula Vaughn along is the whole month of April. So stitch your Paula Vaughns with me and Jen from Jen's Fiber Web. There are no rules other than the design is by Paula Vaughn. It can be a big, a small, it can be stitched to a finish, it can be start, it can be put 100 stitches in, it can be put 100 stitches in every day. No rules, but just pull out your Paula Vaughns with us on April 1st and let's Paula Vaughn along together. Okay. Okay. Let's see, what's next? So that was plans. Kindness. Okay, so I had some stitchy kindness. I had a couple things. First of all, Brooke, I got your box of magazines. I haven't had a chance to go through it, but Brooke sent me a box of like old cross stitch magazines that people had given her to save. So I can't wait to go through that and get those up on Etsy. And then Teresa, yesterday I met this lovely lady, Teresa. So my friend Brenda, who is has donated stuff for the Etsy shop before, told her friend, who her friend needs to like clean stuff out. She was like, oh, you can just give it to Stephanie. And I was like, so that was kind. And then Teresa came up to me and she's like, Brenda introduced us and said that she had this set of 12 patterns that are the 12 days of Christmas that I can list. So I'm going to list these today, but just as a kindness, thank you. It's hard because they're like all just charts. I got to look up and see if I can find like a copy of a model for them, but they're by Curtis Boinger and they're really cute. Like you gotta love 12 days of Christmas. So those were, you know, every week I get stitchy kindness for my shop that I really just can't believe you guys are so kind, and I love doing it. So let me know. Anybody wants to send stuff for the Etsy shop, like you would be surprised at the stuff that people buy, because it's like people have attachment to things and there may only be 1 or 2 copies of them, like especially kits and stuff, old patterns and things. So like it might be sitting in your closet, like you're like, I'm never gonna stitch that, and it might be something somebody else wants. It's so crazy. So and then my friend Jim, who I already talked about, Stitching Jim, she was at like a retreat shopping fest table, and they had this Kathy Barrick moon pattern, Mother Nature. And it's so cute and so sweet. And when I finish Goodnight Moon that I'm working on, and I'm gonna start this one next. I was thinking I was gonna do the like new Kathy Barrick moon, but I think I'm gonna do this one. And my friend Megan, the White-Eyed Stitcher, is stitching this one already, so I can ask her. She already said like how many stitches it is and stuff, so it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. So thank you, Jim. And then she also gave me a kit that I can destash for my Etsy shop. I'm gonna save this for the Cricut collection parade that is going live on Thursday. I promise. I've been like promising it, and then life has been getting busy, but the Cricut collection parade is going live on Thursday. Okay, haul. I didn't buy a lot. I did not buy a lot. Obviously, I'm not really in a position to be buying a lot. I'm not trying to buy a lot, but I went to my local needlework shop and I sat in a cross stitch store for an entire day. So like, of course I bought some stuff. And Allison came with me, And she won the door prize, which the door prize, they give out like 5 to 10 depending on the like day. But yesterday they gave out $5 $10 gift cards, and she picked something out for herself and then gave me the balance of it because the thing she picked out was like not expensive. So some of the stuff was kindness actually, and some of the like a bit, it's like a percent, like 20% of what I'm about to show you is actually Stitchy kindness. But anyway, when I was sitting there, my fabric on Jane Wood was bothering me. I went and picked up a bag of like big Wonder Clips to like, I was struggling, and that really saved my day. And then they did like they didn't go to market and needlework market, and but they did place like some orders. And so this was a new release from the Blue Flower that they had that I had been thinking about. So I just went ahead and picked it up. My friend Laura, who I've already talked about, she's mostly crafty. She is stitching this in the Valdani. It is so pretty, but I'm gonna do a stash conversion. And Jim is hosting, she hosts a Sal Stitch Along every year that's called Market Mania. And you start things that came out at Market this year. And I was gonna start a sampler for Grace, which I talked about in the Color and Cotton video. But Annie, who is XO Needle in the Hey XO, her Sal Stitch Along for that starts April 22nd. And if the PDF is out by April 22nd, I'm probably just gonna start it. So, I decided to start this on May 1st for Market Media. And I'm just gonna do a stash conversion, and I have some blue 32 count linen that I can over dye to make it more tonally close to this. And then I'm gonna pull my own variegated flosses, and it will just be so lovely. The Valdanis are really pretty. I have floss, I need to use them. And then the other thing I got, you can't tell anyone. These are gonna be Easter presents for my kids. There's a lady who makes these little chicken pin cushions, and I have a red one, and I don't let my kids play with it. So I picked one out for my son and my daughter. Well, I picked them up for me, and then I was like looking at them all day, and I was like, do I really need 2 more chickens? And I was like, actually, like my kids would love them, and they're actually like the perfect colors for them. And then in a few years, when they don't care about them anymore, they can just sit in my stuff if they've survived. But if they haven't survived, it's okay, because you can pick it. Like, there are so many of these chickens down there, but they're so cute. So that like little handmade, oh, so cute. Okay, so that was haul. I did not buy anything else. I didn't buy another PDF. I didn't buy another piece of fabric. I bought nothing else. Yeah, so, okay, so there's no giveaway today. This is a pretty short video. There's no giveaway today. I'm gonna pause the video, go run my membership Zoom, and then after that, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna pull like 100 patterns of things I need to get listed, and you and I are both gonna be surprised with what they're gonna be, because gonna go into a box and pull out the next batch of stuff, because as much as I don't want to be listing stuff today, and I would really rather read the long game, I need to list stuff today. So that's what's gonna happen. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. I lied. I did my membership Zoom, and then I got off of it, and then I ate a little bit of lunch, and I sat on the front porch, and I enjoyed the weather, and not doom scrolling. I was on my phone, but like the content it wasn't doom content, but I definitely was just like watching reels, and like I was like, oh my gosh, I got some pictures of the kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be here pretty soon. I better like finish this video before I can't. So I decided to pull for today's destash. I decided to take the box of magazines that my friend Brooke just sent me. So my friend, my Instagram friend, I've met her not in person. I met her on Zooms, but I haven't met her in person. She sent me a bunch of magazines. I believe that it was that somebody had given them to her, or people had given them to her, because we all know if you cross stitch, a lot of times older relatives or any relatives will just be like, we happen across this like stash of cross stitch stuff. Do you want it? And you're like, you're like, yes, because you don't want it to like get thrown away, but you're like, these aren't my projects, but I agree to be the caretaker of these projects until we find the right person for them. So I think that's what kind of happened with her and these magazines. They are cool. Like, it is a lot of like magazines though. And magazines take a long time to show and a long time to list, which is fine. Because like the cover projects, right, isn't the whole appeal of the magazine. So I'm going to go through this box until I don't want to go through it anymore, because at a certain point my fingers don't want to touch magazine paper. So we're just going to do that. And then whenever I stop, that's what will be listed by the time this video goes live. My Etsy shop has like 900 plus, almost 1,000 things in it right now, which is about 300 more than I normally keep it like 500 to 600, but I've been really trying to like list the things that are in my house that need to be listed. And people have been so generous that I have things to list. So if you haven't been in my shop for a while and you're like, want to go check it out, there's a lot of new stuff that you probably haven't seen if you haven't been in there in like a month. Okay. Leisure Arts, August 1990. So I'm not going to be able to show every cool pattern in every magazine. My fingers would be touched out. But I do take pretty good pictures of magazines. We have that welcome sampler. That's really cool. I do take pretty good pictures of magazines. So if you want to know what's in one, if the cover is something you're like, oh, and you want to know what's in it, they'll be there. Okay, so this has a carousel. There'll be pictures of like the insides of the magazines, because that's easier for me to do than to show it. Okay. Just because like I don't know if I can. You know what? I don't know if I could touch all these magazines today. I might have to just do it. Look, it's an Afghan project. That's really pretty. I might have to just play it by ear. Okay, so that's this one. Leisure Arts, not everything's a magazine. Some of them are just leaflets, but there's a lot of magazines. Leisure Arts Charted Christmas Kids. I know people who've stitched. I think I've seen people stitching that. Like Leisure Arts April 1988. I've definitely sold this one before because I've shown you guys this amazing ad before. I got those guys. Oh, these really pretty flowers. So that's a taste of that one. Again, I'm gonna make sure that I have better pictures. I don't want to touch everything. Okay, Leisure Arts, February 1992. I've never seen this before. I feel like I've seen every cross stitch magazine that's ever was, but I really haven't. That's really cool. That's stitched on this. That's stitched on the sweatshirt. I don't think it's duplicate stitched though. I think it's stitched. Okay. This one is called, Delectable Mountains. It's about the Amish. Oh, here's another sweater piece. So there's that. Leisure Arts 1989. Yeah, see how it says like 29 projects? I can't show 29 projects per magazine. I would go nuts, but I do try to take photographs of them. And then also, I know a lot of people will find these because they'll see someone stitching something and then they'll Google it and they'll find out it's from this magazine. And that's how a lot of people will find it. So I don't think it's but like I'm not doing flip throughs of every project. You get it. Like, you get it. Okay. Oh, childhood friend. All right, Leisure Arts, October 1991. We're starting out with this raccoon on the cover. 20 projects in this issue. Christmas sampler. Let me pull that one. Okay, so you saw the raccoon. Now let's look at the Christmas sampler. There's also this apple situation. Okay, so these are duplicate stitch. So this is a sweater that is duplicate stitched over it, but the way the charts are, you could stitch them on anything because you're just reading the chart. Okay, Leisure Arts, August 1991, 24 projects. That is so pretty. I really like that cover. The cover is called Lighthouse. And it's got these like sheep. But again, look at that guy. That's crazy. Okay. Need a magazine break. Let's switch it up a little bit. All right, Make Believe by Paula Vaughn. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to talk about the Paula Vaughn Along. The Paula Vaughn Along is the month of April. Here, one second. Okay, so I just took care of that. This is a nice little section of Paula Vaughn's though. So if you've been looking for a Paula Vaughn for the Paula Vaughn Along, I will try to prioritize getting Paula Vaughn shipped out like same day or the next day if I can, which I can't always for everything, but I'll try. So this is Make Believe. This is Paula Vaughn's Rose Garden, which I've sold many copies of. This is a big book. This is A Mother's Love. It has like, I've never seen this book before. Okay, it has 8, 9 patterns in it. Ooh, okay. So it's got this pattern, and it's also got all of those. That's so interesting. I've never seen this before. Okay, it's called A Mother's Love. Now, this is a standalone called Mother's Loving Hands. This is Paula Vaughn's Gifts of Love. Let's Pretend. Long Ago. Okay, so that seems like it's all the Paulas. Nope. Because this one, I have sold this as a standalone pattern, but this is a pattern from a kit, but it's the same design. This is called Pink Ribbon. Or maybe the one I sold was slightly different, but beautiful. Okay, Precious Moments. Cherished Teddies for All Occasions from Gloria and Pat. I feel like I have this book already listed, which makes my life so easy. Precious Moments. Oh wait, this Precious Moments was called The Voice of Spring. This Precious Moments is called A Calendar Year and has multiple patterns in it. Cute. All right, this is Precious Moments Autumn's Praise. Precious Moments Uncle Sam, which I have sold this copy of this before. It has a lot of patterns in it. Christmas Year-Round Needlework and Craft Ideas, over 30 projects. I've never seen this before. Multiple Crafts, that's Christmas quilts. Heirloom Christmas Angels, those are really pretty. Needlepoint projects for plastic canvas. That is cool. Not a lot of models I can show you, mostly just patterns, but very cool. Peach Iris from Leisure Arts. Bears and Bunnies from Leisure Arts. Artistry and Cross Stitch Volume 1. I really like those. I really like this guy right there. Very pretty. Cross Stitch Brooms. Okay, guys. Okay, I don't know what we're doing here. This is the most 1980s thing I've ever seen. When was this book published? 1982. Okay. So, you got the instructions. You got patterns. There's 3 patterns, so this is the same one, this and this. And then it's instructions for making these like broom covers. I don't know what's happening. We welcome, a bunch of welcome lines. Mimi's Country Sweats for cross stitching. Okay. Now these are sweatshirts, so these are cross stitched on it using like waste canvas or Stitchy gridded fabric, but like you can't deny that that is amazing. Can't deny it. More sweaters for cross stitchers. So these are cross stitch on sweaters. I don't know if these are cross stitch or duplicate stitch. Oh, kids sweats and sweaters. I have sold this before. I love this one. That is so classic to me. The others are fun kitschy. That one is very classic. Beloved sweats and waste canvas. Look at this amazing goose. Amazing. Okay. If you can't tell, I'm like, oh, leaflets. I don't have to pull magazines and look at magazines and touch. It's not looking at them. I like looking at them. It's the touching that many magazines in one day. But I think, yep, I pulled out all the leaflets. So we're just down to magazines now. Here's some waste fabric. I have so much waste fabric. I'm gonna go ahead and list this. I don't normally list waste fabric, but I'm gonna go ahead and list this as a lot because I have so much of it. And if somebody wants to buy one of these like waste canvas sweatshirt patterns and you want some waste canvas, you don't have any, it's not expensive. It doesn't usually make sense for me to list it based on like how inexpensive it is, but I just have so much that I do not need to keep these pieces. Okay, for the love of, actually, let's do this. Let's get all these magazines out so I can keep a good tally on how much is left. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, November, December 1990, 22 projects. That is so pretty. I really like those. Wait a minute. That's pretty. Snowy Nights. That's really pretty. All right, again, you want to see the rest of what's going to be in there? It'll be there. September, October 89. Hardanger Heart, Homage to the Farm. Okay, one second. I remember this issue, but why? Designer profile, Jean Farish. Look at that. That's pretty. Hardanger Hearts. This is this project right here. This is a project my brain doesn't understand what I'm looking at, to be honest. It's the Three Wise Men of the Camel. It is cool looking. The instructions for making that are in there. I don't know. Stony Creek Collection Magazine, November, December 1990. That's the cover. Got the heartfelt sampler. Very pretty. It is so windy here. I don't know if you can hear the wind. Flights of Fancy Afghan. How this is working. Okay. Okay, this is part of a series. That was in the magazine. The only pattern in this magazine is this cardinal. But then it's a series, so if you get all the magazines, you can find all of those patterns. Monograms, some pretty monograms. So, very good. Classic Cross Stitch, a Needle Arts collection. The cover is really pretty. Autumn colors. That's pretty. Treasured Harvest. That's pretty. I've sold this before because I've seen that before. That nautical. A little. There's this menorah. That's really pretty. I thought there was another one though. I don't know. Oh, it was just a pattern of candles. Okay. These are all in there. Beautiful. Country Stitch, July, August 1990. That's the cover. There's a lot of old patterns that are like this that have like picture motifs and they have backstitch words. If you don't like the backstitch words, the way this is, you could easily rechart the words so that they're just cross-stitch words, or you could just do the pieces of the pattern that you like and skip the words. That one's called Grandy's Kitchen. Straight from the Farm. Oh, I like this one. Look at these little geese. So pretty. Okay. Country Stitch, May, June 1990. I like this. This sampler on the cover, they have it on light and dark. I really like that. It says Garden Shop at the bottom. I really like that. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Rural Pleasures. This one. Here it is. It's called Garden Shop. I just absolutely love it. I love it on the black, but if that was annoying, it's really pretty on the white too, and they use like different color letters. I don't know how that's, if that's in the charting. Favorite pastime? That is a good magazine. That is May, June 1990. I'm not gonna keep it, but I do want it. I'm not gonna keep it. Like, I'm not keeping it, but I do want to keep it. Okay, that's where we're at with that one. Bunny Pals. Okay, this is Country Stitch, September, October 1990. Country Quilts. That's pretty. A Country Little Christmas. Oh, I do like that. It says, have yourself a comfy little Christmas. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just put Mary, just because I'm a sucker for a cross stitch pattern that uses carol lyrics. Friendly Charmers. I think there's instructions on how to make these bunny things, stuffed animals. I don't know why I was so mean to them. I know they're stuffed animals. Okay, that's enough of that one because I still got this many to show. Okay, I still have 35 magazines to show, and I don't want to be doing this for more than 15-ish more minutes, so we're gonna go kind of faster. Okay, remember, if you're like, oh, I really am inspired by the cover, or she showed one piece I really like, what else is in it? I'm gonna try to make sure that my photos represent what's in the patterns, and if not, there's other representations out there. Like, it's okay. Like, September 1989 for the Love of Cross Stitch. I know I've sold this one before. And I like the cover photo. I think it's sweet. The cover sampler. Ooh, there's some good stuff in here. Buttons, bunnies, FOs. That's very cute. All right, that's 2. For the Love of Cross Stitch, July 1989. I know I have sold this before. That's the cover. Oh, yeah, this had that pretty angel in it. All right, for the Love of Cross Stitch, January 1989. This is the cover, all these like calico things. That calico cat would have made me think it was later into the decade than like into the 90s, but I would have gotten tricked. Oh, Victorian ornaments. And because the cover isn't like a statement piece, let me show you one more thing from this one. Okay, Country Sampler, is that? Yeah, well, yeah, okay, it's Country Sampler, there's that piece. Okay. For the Love of Cross Stitch, May 1989. That is the cover. I love this. Okay, this is called Yesterday's Children. That is so pretty. That is really pretty. The thing that was on the cover is called I Am a Child Again. And then let's see, is there one more project? Oh, okay. So this is a up close Afghan version of the cover. No, not of the cover. This is called, and no, that doesn't make sense. The Gingham Trio. Okay. It's a lamb, a cat, and a rabbit, but it's just stitched a few different ways. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, September, October 87. I have shown this one recently. It has, I think I sold it recently. It has this beautiful rose Rose Gallica in it, but it also has this really cool apples together. November, December 85. Sold this before. I think I've sold every cross stitch and country crafts. We got the Santa on the cover. Let's see. We got these geese. That's a good one. Okay. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, November, December 87. Okay, so there's the cover, Santa. We got these amazing Christmas birds called, what's it called? That's designed by the Crosswings collection, but what's the pattern called? Doesn't say. And it has this tulips. This is a good one. Okay, we have November, December 88. Nativity on the cover. Got these chicken patterns. And, oh, these children playing with snowmen. Okay, September, October 88. That's the cover. I'm gonna have to stop soon. Magazines just take it out of me. Okay, we have this really beautiful sampler in it called, what is it called? Wait a minute. Is that it, or is that just an ad? No, it's in it. It's in it. It's called Unclear. It's called Unclear. Herbs and Spices. Okay. Which is really beautiful. And then we have this Rubus Samboja. I don't know. That's pretty. That is this one. Okay. Okay, so this is hilarious because I need the May, June 87 to get, so the 3 pieces that make a mid-Amish life are in these 2, and then I need the May, June 87, but I think I have that listed standalone in my shop. So I might take that down and see. I don't know. Anyway. But the other one is not in this pile of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazines. I don't know why. That's so funny. Okay, I'm at the point where I can't flip through any more magazines, but I do want to go ahead and get them listed, so I will be taking pictures of them when I list them. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the covers, because the covers are usually the best piece in them anyway. So this is March, April 89. September, October 91. These are still Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. January, February 88. I love that. March, April 88. May, June 89. March, April 86. November, December 89. January, February 90. January, February 91. May, June 91, and March, April 91. Okay. Now we have For the Love of Cross Stitch, November 1990. I just sold this one, November 1988. January 91. I've sold this before, March 89. This is really pretty, January 1990. July 1989. Is this the second copy of the same one, or am I repeating myself? I'll check it. March 1991. July 1990. September 1990. June 1990. I've definitely sold this one before. This is February. Oh, these are Leisure Arts. February 1983. I've sold that before. Leisure Arts, February 1989. With like this little cute year-long situation. That's pretty. Leisure Arts 1991, April 1991. Gorgeous. February 1991. Love that. June 1991, it says, in the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree. In cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. That's pretty. October 1990. And last one, February 1990. So thank you so much for the box of stuff, Brooke. I'm glad these magazines can be listed so that if people are looking for something specific or just like reading old magazines, they can fly off to new homes soon. They will be listed by the time this video is live. So, okay. Thank you so much. So, if you're not subscribed, I'd love it if you would subscribe. I am gonna have the Cricut collection, pattern, braid, and destash on Thursday, I promise. I will probably record it on Wednesday. My daughter will be screaming in the background potentially during different pieces, and I will edit around her because I need another filming day. That's like all. Okay, if you made it to the end of this video, leave a sheep emoji in honor of Jane Wood's sheep that got me real messed up trying to two-handed stitch. I'm just not good at it. And that'll be your secret language that you made it to the end. And other than that, I will see you guys very, very soon. Oh, and if you could give this video a thumbs up, that would be great, because somebody thumbs down my last video that I've released this morning. Like before anyone else had like really thumbs up it, and it really made me angry. So if you see this, give this video a thumbs up.